Congratulations on your promotion. Just look at the perks. Look at the condescension. Congratulations on your raise. I heard they're giving you a car. I wonder what it's gonna be. The Toyota Corolla Altis 2.0V in pearl white. If you're looking for a car that represents all your accomplishments and your company, then look no further. Nothing gets more corporate than this. Here we see Mr. Manager Man drinking his manager coffee, riding his manager car, and parking in his manager's spot. And of course, being a manager to his team. Step, parang baba ng numbers natin ngayon. Gagi, alat, shit! It's hard to think that this car is turning 8 because it still feels like a brand new car. Starting from this generation is really when Toyota started splurging money on design. I mean, look at this. Front-facing LED DRLs, LED taillights, aggressive body kit, the pearl white paint job exclusively for the top-of-the-line models, the oversized two-tone wheels. Guess what Toyota model does this in 2022? Here's a hint. It's all of them. All Toyotas still do the same thing today. This is the current Corolla Altis. See the difference? Yeah, me neither. And this Corolla still feels and looks brand new wherever you look at it, wherever you put it. I mean, this thing came from 2014. Back then, cars used to look like this. Or this. And well, this. Holy shit. So it wasn't surprising that the Altis was turning heads and breaking jaws when it came out. This 17-inch two-toned wheels can still pass off in 2022. It's also got a 5x100 stud pattern so you can interchange wheels with Subaru if you're into that. Disc brakes at the rear because if you're rocking drums, you're poor. I got a pretty decent seat time on this thing, and I want to show you guys what 1.2 million will get you back in 2014. Inside, you will see the finest dashboard that Toyota has to offer. A fine mixture of black plastic, silver plastic, and Microsoft Office skills. The likes of which you have never seen the likes of which. A normal tuned-in radio because a manager does not have time for entertainment. The interior feels very impersonal because in here, it's all business. Business talk and nothing else. If you want playtime, get the 1.6 liter with the beige interior because that's all you can handle. Managers do not need beige interiors. Blue lights for the instruments. I'm not really a fan though. You sit on these chairs and instantly you feel like a manager. The driver's seats boast automatic control system while your passenger and the rear ones does not. Ha! Plebeians. The cushioning is stiff like a black leather couch. Steering column is telescopic, just like how a real car should be. You will not be disappointed with the interior of the Toyota Corolla. Even the rear seats are leather and spacious.
Everything in this car is adjustable.
You got the telescopic steering wheel, the seatbelt adjusts, the seat adjusts, even the lumbar.
Yeah, everything. Yung may paganon, and the seat, the back does that. It's comfortable.
Nice. The Toyota Corolla Altis V. For the people who just doesn't have the time anymore because he's too busy managing corporate. Jeez, look at the size of that trunk. Can definitely support me and my babies I'm supporting through college, if you know what I'm saying. Just how many Bosch Europas do you want to shove in there? Back in 2014, Toyota knew they would be catering to makeup tutorial vloggers. That's way back in 2014. They also added in some extra features like chrome door handles, automatic headlights and fog lights, a 6-speaker system, and most of all, class. Enough of the jibber jabber for now, let's drive this thing around the city. Even if it's my first time driving this, I found this car very easy to drive. Everything is visible and the windows are big. Driving ergonomics and positioning is just excellent. The steering wheel feels really light. As all electronic power steering, it's kinda numb. The suspension is soft, really soft. A little too soft for my taste, but it's excellent in absorbing bumps. A quick refuel, then we're back on the road. This thing is very easy to drive around the city, I tells ya. The 6-speed CVT is just really smooth, at the same time gives the driver full control. Averaging 9.2 kilometers per liter in the CBD, you know that this Altis is happy here. We also stopped by the local car meet to see how this thing fits. Apparently it fits fine. And finally, what we've been waiting for, engine time. And what better way to start than me telling you that this engine came from the previous gen and it's just recycled. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This 3ZRFE produces about 143 horsepower and around 187 Newton meters of torque. Those are pretty decent numbers if you ask me, and a very practical engine too. And it's actually pretty durable because it is, no matter how you look at it, a Toyota engine. And of course it has to be reliable. It needs to be quick and zippy as well. Managers should never be late for their meetings. That's bawal pare. The 7-gear CVT makes the ride really smooth and comfy. But you really can't expect any excitement once you put the foot on the floor. It's also pretty practical for a 2.0 engine, putting out about 8 kilometers per liter in the city with hard traffic. And I also got around 17 kilometers per liter on the highway and 11.2 kilometers per liter mixed. If you ask me, that's pweds na pare. But who cares about performance and handling anyway? Well, we do. With that said, we will test this the only way we know how. Spirited mountain driving. Let's go. It makes no sound. It's so quiet. The paddle shifters are just perfectly placed. Exactly where I want them to be. I'm literally showing you guys that the Corolla can be fun. Out here on the mountain road is where the Corolla Altis really surprised me. It had pretty decent handling, though the steering was very vague in city driving. Here on the mountain road, it was pretty direct. Also, despite the really soft suspension, the car showed no body roll. There was barely any body roll. And man, it was just cruising down the mountain road like it was designed here. Acceleration was effortless, and driving ergonomics was close to perfect. Despite that, there are still drawbacks, like the really soft spring in the suspension. It makes the car feel floaty at times. Also, the engine being way too quiet. There was a time I actually over-revved this by accident. The rest, however, I can't complain. The Altis proved to be quite a car that can do it all. And the thing about driving this Corolla here on the mountain road is that I didn't even feel tired. Usually when I drive my 2007 Lancer GT here, I would feel tired afterward. Do you really know how it feels like in here? I'll tell you how it feels like in here. It felt like the frame was stiff, but the suspension was soft. In short, it felt like a well-made car. That's just it. It felt well-made in every corner.
It smells nice.
It smells like weed. This is our corner. No screeching. What the hell? It really felt like the Altis can take more. I genuinely had fun driving this on the mountain road. The Altis just felt stable the entire time. I can't find anything bad about this car. I'm just kidding. I actually found some issues. Just like any car that's 8 years old, some cars would actually have a lot of problems by this time already. This Toyota Corolla though has soldiered on with barely any issues, barely any clunking noise, except for the aircon. Okay, there it goes. The aircon is gone. This sucks. Come on, aircon, what the hell happened, man? Put it in auto. Now it's gonna full blast AC just so it can cope up with the temperature that it lost. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't one of your standard aircon systems, okay? It's not dual zone, but it's still pretty complicated at that. It's got sensors all over the cabin to sense where it should point the air. Things like that. Even I think some echo mode of some sort. But the thing is, when the compressor turns off, it gets really hot before it turns back on. And if you ask me, it's a real bitch. During this time that I'm shooting this car, sometimes I would sweat because the aircon literally left the building and comes back cold as ever after you're already done being a roasted chicken. Also, this aircon system has its own ECU, which means you probably need to earn its respect before it starts, I don't know, following your orders or something. All I know is that this aircon is messing with me, and I think it's about time I demand satisfaction. Jesus, please, come on, work! It's so hot! Right now, it's getting really cold. It's like Toyota cold. The Toyota cold that we're expecting. But why does it disappear? Where does it go? Where, Toyota? Where? This is the main disadvantage of a fly-by-wire throttle system. It's got this 0.5 second delay from pressing the gas pedal to actually getting the car to move. Despite all that BS, I still find the beauty in this car. I still like driving it. There's just something about the Toyota Altis that just feels very modern. Like a really new car. And of course there are improvements by this era. All car manufacturers have better metallurgy, better quality in their cars. From the stiffness of the chassis, the engine, interior quality, of course it should be better. But the Altis hit different. There's just something about it that makes me feel good about myself. I don't know if I'm briefly attracted to this car, or maybe because it just makes me feel like I'm a contributing factor to society. Mr. Manager Man was just a skit, but this is exactly what this car makes me feel. A feeling of new entitlement, a whole new standard of living. The 2014 Corolla Altis, the very definition of a new car. Is it a good enthusiast car? Well, because of the 7-speed CVT, no. But is it a well-rounded practical car that can make you look good in front of others? Hell to the yes.